Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Eagle Talks for One. I'm back again with another video. Today, I thought I was going to be chilling, snuggy, ready to go. Good stream. We're going to talk about a couple things here and there. And then a bombshell drops. In the 56th or 54th minute, I forget exactly which minute it was, in the England game today versus Greece, I hear that Bukayo Saka has come out of the game due to an injury. This has me concerned. This has me worried. This has me freaking out. And to make matters worse, England ended up losing the game anyways. It was a pointless Nations League game. Bukayo Saka went out in the 52nd minute. What looked like him holding the back of his calf, not his calf, his thigh. Could be a hamstring injury, could be a tissue issue, could be something less serious. We're going to have to wait and see. We're going to talk to the panel. I got a wonderful panel for you guys, but we got to talk. I need to calm down. I need to relax. It's not the end of the world. Things are going to be okay. It's just maybe a precaution. It might not be that serious, but right now, I'm worried. I'm a little bit worried. We're going to talk. We're going to have a discussion, and we're going to have to get through this together. Hopefully, he's going to be okay. But we got my boy Deo in the building.
What's up?
We got my boy James in the building.
What's
We're
up,
going to
people?
talk about this. Before we go any further,
What's up,
ladies
chat?
and gentlemen, I hope everyone's doing well. Deo and James, our boy Saka, he came out of the game with what looks to be a minor setback, potentially. He hobbled off at the end of the game. We haven't gotten any exact updates yet. About 45 minutes ago, this happened.
Mikel Arteta sent a text to this boy. This is Arsenal dark arts at play. I'm telling you. Forget this nonsense. He walked off the pitch. If that's a serious injury, he's been helped.
Bro, Rodri walked off the pitch.
Listen, hold on. There's a difference, right? And like, listen, you let me be honest with you. The amount of precautions we've taken this international break, I would not be surprised if Arteta said, you know what, you guys go play your thing, but be careful, be wise. And if Bukayo Saka decides, I'm just going to go down halfway through the game and sit down and let them get me out of here, they get me out of here. It's an international game that means nothing really. So why go?
Do you know what, Dale? I hope you're right. I hope that you're completely right. I wish that's the reason.
Thomas Partey did not go. Kai Havertz, oh my God, he's injured. All these guys are resting. The only reason Saka and the Arsenal players who play for England had to go is it's England. So you just have to show up. Everybody can't be a Ben White and just turn down the national team. I just think, honestly speaking, this is just level 2 of dark arts. I love it. I love it. This is what we need to be doing. The boy is going to come back home early. You're going to see him in the next game. Or worst case scenario, he's going to get an extra week of rest instead of playing again. So that's all this is, man. As far as I'm concerned, we've seen him hobble. We've seen him hobble off like this many times. I'm not saying that he can't be injured or injuries don't happen, but at this stage, with the experience that we've had over the years, and what Mikel Arteta has been doing in recent times, and even the players themselves knowing that, look, this is this year it has to be. It's like we've gotten too close too many times, like twice back to back. I'm sure they're having these conversations. I'm not even panicked at all. I saw the whole thing and I was just like, look, I'm sure before they played this game, he got a text from Mikel. You know what to do. Yeah, we shall be there. All right. Hobble off the pitch, my boy. Hobble off, go and rest.
No, but it might be a hammy. You never know. It could be a hammy.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's a hammy,
talk to me.
If it's a hammy, we're in trouble. I'll be honest.
No,
but hopefully you're right, Dale. Hopefully it's all staged.
Look, here's my thing about it, right? A hammy, it could be possible. And let's even say Bukayo Saka is injured. I'm no longer scared as an Arsenal fan with the way Arsenal turns up when we have key players out. I'm not panicking anymore. We're not Bukayo Saka FC. We're not Rodri FC. We're not. And this is what I've been trying to tell everybody ever since. I said, Mikel Arteta has set up a team as a team and not to depend on any individual. City depend on Rodri, they depend on Haaland. If those guys are not firing on all cylinders, maybe every now and then Kovacic comes up. If Kovacic did score in the last game, Doku was the only one going to come off the bench to score for them. Nobody was performing. For Arsenal, it's different. We have defenders that can score, who contributed a lot of goals last season. Midfielders score, attackers score. Like, we play as a team. So I'm not worried anymore about any. Yes, we have some high functioning players in our team. The Bukayo Sakas, the Kai Havertz, the Odegaards. Odegaard got injured. What did everybody do? We panicked. Oh, the season is over. And we've won every other tough game ever since then. I'm not lost. I'm still unbeaten. So if Saka gets a knock, and it is a real knock, I just think that this is dark arts at play. But if it is a real knock, I still think that we have what it takes as a team to win the next few games that we need to win for them to get back into the game.
Yeah, we've got good fixtures coming up. Yeah. Easily, we should win these fixtures.
Who do we play next?
I think it's Bournemouth. No, let me double check.
Bournemouth away. Do you think Saka will play the next game?
Look, like I said, for me, I think this is dark arts. I think he will play. But if he is genuinely injured, then rest him. Rest him. Then play.
I wouldn't mind seeing Nwaneri play for him on the right.
Yeah. Look, Nwaneri, I'll play Nwaneri in the 10 if Odegaard is not back still. I'll play Nwaneri in the 10. And this is where Gabriel Jesus needs to step up now. You're going to go to the right. You need to step up and go to the right and prove yourself now. You're not earning 275 grand a week for nothing. At this point, this is where
Arteta has options. He's got Jesus, Nwaneri, or
1 second. Who would fill in for Saka? Obviously, Jesus would be one of them, but Jesus has not been playing well.
Yeah, but that's the point. This is where he has to step up. We can't say because he hasn't been playing well. Martinelli was not playing well at the beginning of the season, but eventually he stepped up back-to-back 2 goals in games. All they need is run of form. We can't say, just because it's going to continue that way.
So would Sterling have to be the right winger, or would it be Trossard?
I'll play Trossard down the middle. I'll play Trossard down the middle on the left. Down the middle with Kai Havertz.
Do we still have Nelson? No, we don't.
No, Nelson's gone.
Nelson's gone to Fulham. Why did I think Nelson was still here for some reason?
Yeah, but this is the reason. If you're going to get rid of Nelson, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Eddie, and Nwaneri's been in the team for the last 5 weeks, you might as well. It must be for a reason. He must be taking their position as the bench warmer. Do you know what I mean? He's going to get his minutes this season. I do believe he will.
Yeah, I think if I'm going to play anybody, I will play again on the right. I would play Gabriel Jesus. If he's not doing very well in 45 minutes, I'll bring Raheem Sterling on. I'll bring in players that have experience on that side. I don't mind both of them. I don't mind both of them playing 90 minutes, sharing 45 minutes, the entire injury period that Saka is out. I believe both of them put together will give an output like Saka in one game.
We still don't know any more information yet. We're waiting on more information from either the manager or anything else, but all we know at this moment in time, Bilal, welcome for joining us also, and everyone who's joining us, please do hit that like button, guys. Please do hit that subscribe button. Obviously, we've heard some very sad news. Hopefully, Bukayo Saka, the extent of his injury, we don't know, but we do know he hobbled off the pitch, was forced off the pitch versus Wembley. This could be a precaution. This could be, some people saying dark arts. This could be a serious injury. We don't know the extent yet. Nothing's confirmed. All we know is Bukayo Saka is a big blow if we do lose him for any extended period. We already lost Odegaard. I hate to be the guy to say the negative, but this could potentially be detrimental if he's out for an extensive period, because we currently still have Odegaard out. He could potentially be out. And after the Bournemouth game, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be playing Liverpool and Newcastle's and all these teams back to back. So it could get difficult for us with the fixtures and missing 2 of our best players potentially. If Saka and Odegaard are out, I still trust in the manager. But wow, this could definitely hurt us in the short term.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree. I love the fact that we're not dependent on players. Yes, Saka is one of our highest output players, which will happen in any team. In any team, you will have the players who will be standout players. But we've seen this with Odegaard. Right, we saw this same Arsenal meltdown with Odegaard. Odegaard gets injured, everybody panics. Oh my God, it's over. Who's going to create for us? We have no creators. We have nobody that can.
Yeah, but if they're injured at the same time,
but that's the point.
Definitely, we need to panic.
But here's the point, though. We're a team that can score from different ways, and we're a solidly defensive team. I would be more worried if Saliba and Calafiori got injured, because defensively, then we're in shambles. My thing is, if we can do what we do, which is what? Keep the ball, get set pieces, score one of them, and then just defend till they come back.
Let's bring Bilal in. We haven't heard from Bilal. Bilal, what are you
that,
saying?
You know, so we don't have
to.
First of all, just to say hello to you guys. Haven't met you guys before. Obviously, a girl I've met. So I was listening before I came on. It was Dio and James, right?
Yeah.
I said that. Yeah. All right. So nice to meet you guys. Yeah. I wasn't watching the England game. Honestly, I put it on in the background. I had stuff to do. And it's one of them when I'm listening to Lee Dixon. I was like, nah, second half, I'm not involved. But obviously, I saw Saka got injured. That's exactly what you don't want to see. You know, obviously, we're all worried, but I don't want to overreact. You know, it's one of them ones. I don't want to overreact right now. I want to see what happens in the next few weeks. You know, next few days rather, with Saka, whether he's actually going to be out for any period of time. And you know what? To be fair, I said it recently after our last match. Like, Saka's so strong. He plays every single game, and the guy never really gets injured. So I'm not saying it's coming. He'll get an injury at some point for 2 or 3 weeks, but it wouldn't be a surprise with the amount of football the kid goes through. It's kind of not fair, to be honest, right? Even now going for England, I know there's pressure. He's Saka, he's this and that, but sometimes I think, you know, Arteta, Arsenal, Saka himself maybe should take a step back a little bit and maybe say, you know what, I'm not feeling this one this time. But it's hard. I know to do that. But yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious, because yeah, if we miss out on Saka, I think we're going to be in some issues. Just because on that right hand side, even without Odegaard, for me, Odegaard one of our best players. Saka's literally went to not another level, but he's carrying essentially that right hand side. And you've put Raheem Sterling there. For me, all of a sudden, you know, that I prefer, by the way, Sterling. If you talk about Sterling on the right, I do prefer Sterling right wing than left wing. So maybe him having a few games there, he will see a good Raheem Sterling. But for me, Bukayo Saka, like, without him in our team, we're struggling. We're struggling to even create some of the chances that we do create, the crosses, you know, beating the fullback, inside, outside, the cutbacks, everything about Saka just screams danger in our team. And he's out of all of our attackers, I don't know if you guys agree, out of all of our attackers, there's no one like Saka. There's no one who literally by himself will single-handedly take Arsenal from a 0-0 to a 1-0, you know, or from a 1-1 to a 2-1. He's that sort of player. So yeah, we need him. So hopefully, yeah, it's nothing too serious, man.
I'm just looking at this stuff right here, and I'm saying to myself, you got his teammates consoling him. He's coming off the pitch. Mm-hmm. If it's dark arts, he's fooled me. He's done a good job in fooling everybody. But if it's legitimate, and there's no need for panic. I hear the people in the comment section. There's no need for panic. We trust Mikel Arteta. Restrain from panicking until we have confirmation that there's any serious damage. But at this moment in time, just assuming that everything is going to be okay, and say he does miss the Bournemouth game, we have enough to still beat Bournemouth away.
Yeah.
We still have enough quality in this team. But should we ask the question that we need to do more to try to restrain our players from playing in these international games? Maybe pull a Havertz and be like, yo, Havertz somehow picked up an injury before the Germany game.
Yeah, you can do that, but you can do that. But how many times can you do that at international breaks? Like, if there's 2-3 international breaks in the season, if you keep doing that, then they know that your team is basically just not releasing players. I think what should happen, this is on a bigger official level, I think players themselves should be able to say to the national team and say, listen, if this is not an important World Cup qualifier, play other players who want to try to get into the English team. We need to rest. We're playing 4 tournaments already. You don't want to be that guy who, you know, consistently, because they say you want to get to the top, prove yourself by playing every single game throughout the year. You're going to burn out. So I think this is something that the players can do. The clubs cannot stop players unless they pretend that the players are injured, but clubs don't have the power to tell a player, don't go play for your nation. That's where the problem is. So, you know, but my thing is this, I'll say this again. I know people think that I saw a comment that says, oh, Dyer thinks that we're Madrid. I don't think we're Madrid. I don't think we have the squad depth like that. But what I do know is that we can play in different ways. That is the one thing I know Arsenal can do now. I do know that Arsenal can play in different ways. So even without a Saka on the pitch, Arsenal will decide to play a certain way that suits them to be able to get us the win. That's all I care about. I don't care about the fact that we're missing Odegaard's creativity and his pressing, his leadership. Somebody else steps in there and does something differently. We're not playing the same way we play with Odegaard. If Saka is out of there and Odegaard is out of there, maybe show up more on the left side, right? As in make sure that the left is where all the action is coming from, and play defensive on the right side. Make sure your entire right-hand side is solid.
Quick question. So, without Odegaard and without Saka, a lot of the creativity is now falling on who? Leandro Trossard?
It's going to have to fall on the whole team, Miguel. We're not. This is what I keep saying. Like, what part of, like, look at Arsenal. We're not Man City that has a Kevin De Bruyne that does those magical passes. We're not Man City that depends on like a Haaland that if he gets in the box, he gets the ball and he has to be the one to score it. We need to stop looking at our team that way.
Hold on. Somebody just said a ridiculous comment. I've been hearing this a lot lately. Don't worry, Odegaard ain't that essential. What are we doing here?
The Odegaard hate. I don't know how my guy Odegaard
hates me, guys. We need to talk about this because Odegaard doing well.
Don't give it. Don't give it pass,
bro. We have to discuss this because there's a large portion.
The reason why if you respond to it, you're giving it air.
No, but
they're looking for air for this nonsense.
Second.
It's nonsense.
We're on an Arsenal channel. We need to discuss Arsenal topics that the fans are discussing.
But this is nonsense.
And I just want to know your take. If you don't want to speak about it, maybe the rest of the boys can tell me. Is it that Arsenal don't necessarily need Odegaard, or is it just people are disregarding how much work Mikel Arteta has been able to make this team still function without one of our best players?
I'm telling you now, without Odegaard, we're not doing nothing this season. So that's just final. Odegaard is such an important player for us. Without him, even we've had to change essentially a lot of the way we're playing because Odegaard isn't there.
Which is a good thing, though. It's a good thing.
Which is good.
It's a good thing that we're that dynamic. We should never, and this is why I totally advocate for us not superly being dependent on one particular player in this team. Because when we get the only people I'm really worried about, Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba in the back, right? Those two were heavily dependent on them. Now,
but listen to what he said. He said Odegaard ain't essential like Saka.
That's why I said this is a stupid thing. I'm not talking about this. I'm okay to have a team, like I said, where
sorry to interrupt. I would say Odegaard's more essential than Saka because he's the only creative mid we have out of all our central midfielders. So we've got Moreno, we've got Rice, we've got Jorginho, we've got Partey. They're all similar in the way that they all play DM. None of them
By
are.
the way, I don't agree with these people, but their case is we've been able to perform well without him for the last couple of weeks, and we're better on the transition without him. That's what they're saying.
That's what good teams do.
Because we would have beat. I'm sure we would have beat. We would have beat City, man. Do you know what I mean?
So everyone agrees with me. Martin Odegaard is still one of our best players, and people need to relax with this whole thing that we don't need him. But I think the credit for Martin Odegaard being overlooked so much is credit to Mikel Arteta on how Arsenal have continued to look so good without Martin Odegaard. People keep thinking, oh, we don't need Odegaard. No, it's the greatness of Arteta that has gotten us through this situation. And can we take a second to speak about that? Because people keep speaking about credit to Arteta on how Arsenal have been able to continue to win and perform without Martin Odegaard. And if we do have Saka injured, we will continue to find ways. And I need you guys to speak about that because I don't think Arteta gets enough credit for how he's had to deal with issues.
That's all I've been saying. Like, I don't even, let me tell you, I'm not a player. I don't do a player agenda like, oh, I like this player. If you're playing well for my team, I love Arsenal. I don't care about the players. If you're playing well for my team, I love you. Play well. The day you want to leave, goodbye. I wish you well. I'll bring somebody else in and let's get the job done. Same thing with the manager, Arteta. What I rate Arteta for is the fact that Arsenal is a very dynamic team now. This is a team that, with or without all these players that we keep mentioning, can find a way to win. That's all I rate him for right now because you're seeing it in how we're playing this season. 2 seasons ago, we're playing fluid football, just tiki-taka, attacking. We're crushing teams. Last season, we had a lot more measured play at the beginning of the season, and then the second half of the season we picked up and we took off. This season we've looked defensively good. We're not the best defense right now, Liverpool is, but we've looked defensively good, and we found multiple ways to be able to go up front there and score. And this
but we've had two red cards, and we've been away to three hard stadiums.
Liverpool
haven't.
Yeah,
so it will balance it out in a couple. game.
In fact, I know I'm not comparing our defense. I'm just saying so that people don't assume that I'm saying we have the best defense right now. That's why I put that caveat out there. But the fact that we've had 2 red cards in 2 tough games against 2 big teams away, and we came away with a point, that tells me that Mikel Arteta knows what he's doing with this team. And this was without Martin Odegaard. Odegaard. So for me, the key thing is we have a manager who understands the players he has, understands the squad that he has.
No, but Dio, just because we got through the games didn't mean we did miss Odegaard in the game.
No, I'm not saying we didn't miss him.
But we just managed to get through without him.
I'm not saying we didn't miss him. Don't get me wrong. My point is, if Odegaard is out for the season, are we saying that we can't win games anymore?
No, do you know what? That's what I'm saying. What's your name at the bottom left? Sorry, Bilal.
Yeah.
Bilal said we're done this season if Odegaard doesn't play. I don't believe if Odegaard doesn't play another minute for the rest of the season, we can still win an FA Cup. We can still win the league.
They're saying it's potentially a muscular injury.
Yeah, that's fine then.
That's fine. Muscular, he can rest for a few days. But here's my thing. Like at the end of the day, like I said, my key thing is, yes, you have your first solid 11 team that you know how to use them and how you want them to win. But if you have injuries as a manager, be dynamic enough to be able to play a different style of football to just get you the points. It doesn't mean that you're not struggling without them. It means you're playing a different style of football.
So you're saying the team is good, but the team is only as good as the manager. And I think the manager has gotten us to this level. But Bilal,
I'll give you a quick example of that. Sorry, Barcelona. What Xavi couldn't do last season, guess what? What's his name came in and Hansi Flick came in and did with the same crop of players more or less. So we can see the difference. What the manager brings to the team is understanding your players, knowing how to use them, and also factoring in, because I'm sure Mikel Arteta sat down and said, if I don't have Saliba and Gabriel, what do I play in the back? And what do I do? And what would be my options? You think about all these things as a manager. You just don't say, oh, well, I'm going to depend and hope that they don't get injuries. Hence, we have the Calafiris. Hence, we have the Timbers. Hence, we kept, what's his name? Kirio, So some of these things are things that I think,
I think he would go White and Calafiori if both of them.
Yeah, let me hear from Bilal. Bilal, what are you saying? Before we move on from this Odegaard situation, do you agree?
Yeah, no. On Odegaard, I was saying, for me, I think if Odegaard's not in the team for a real prolonged period of time, I think we'll struggle. Yes, maybe win an FA Cup or something like that, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to win the Premier League. We're here to win the Champions League. And for me, what Odegaard offers our team, not only just in the final third, there's games where the amount of running the kid does is crazy as well. He'll 100%. Run up and down the pitch. He'll go deep and dictate the play. And right now, without Odegaard, let's be honest, at times, we've not really looked like we're creating proper chances, unless it's Saka going on the right, putting in a mad cross, doing something special, right? Unless Saka's doing something or Havertz is, helping him out. Havertz, you've seen recently as well with Havertz, he's gone way more wide since Odegaard's not been there. He's gone more to Saka because he's trying to kind of fill the void of Odegaard not being there. But as soon as Odegaard is back, Havertz can even take more power from just being that centre forward, be more free. Yes, he can come out wide, but even go help out on the left side more. So without Odegaard, I honestly think we'll struggle. And you know what it is? The young kid, what's his name? Noneri, right?
Noneri.
That's another kid I really want to see develop or give more minutes in the next few weeks.
There's no rush.
If possible, because I know there's no rush, but in terms of profiles in the team, the only guy closest to Odegaard is Noneri. If honestly, okay, ignore Noneri and just imagine, okay, who's the next player who can do half of what even Odegaard does? And there's no one in our team.
The player
is the closest player.
I know, but the player that have been doing it so far, the player that have been doing exactly what Odegaard does, except for the pressing, which he's not able to press, and he doesn't have Odegaard's cardio, has been Leandro Trossard. He's been doing it. And here's the thing about playing a different profile of player in that role. I think Arsenal fans were so tied to the way we play when we have Odegaard on the pitch that we don't see another style of football as a style. We see it as us suffering without Odegaard. That's not what it is. Bukayo Saka right now has 27, created the most chances in the first 7 games, 27. Odegaard has not been playing. Now we say Arsenal is not creating enough chances. We can't say Arsenal is not creating enough chances when Saka is leading the league with the most chances created. Like those two things don't gel together. I think we're more confident and happy having Odegaard on the pitch.
Somebody mentioned another player.
I'm happy we have a different mode. Let me just say one last thing on this one. I'm happy that we have now solidified a different mode of suffering, as you said, to win games, of being strong, being resolute, not the most creative, not the most dominant team sometimes when you have the ball, but off the ball, listen, the amount of work Martinelli puts in, and Martinelli for a long time is getting criticism, oh, he's not scoring, he's not doing this. But the amount of work he's putting in to help the shape of the team, that's why he's playing. And now, obviously, the goals are starting to come back again, and hopefully it continues, right? But really and truly, for us to be at our dominant peak, for us to not even suffer as much, because you can't be suffering every single time, every single game, right? Obviously, it's nice to have it in your locker, but really and truly, you want to be killing teams as well. And that's what I think Odegaard offers us. To kill teams off and to let us rest our legs a little bit. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you about dominating. And honestly, I'm tired of it. Just go in there and get the 3 points however you want to get it. I remember in 1996, Nigeria wobbled and fumbled to the Olympic final and got the gold medal. We wobbled and we fumbled our way into that final and beat Argentina and Brazil. For some random reason, scored a winning goal in the last 9 minutes of the game. Like, I didn't care that we were terrible throughout the tournament until we got to those final games. It didn't bother anybody. The fact is, if Arsenal is going to have to suffer this season because we don't have enough in our squad depth, but Mikel ARTETA is smart enough to be able to play us and we win games, please win the games. Get me my 3 points. Let's move on. I don't have this whole domination in the location that every Arsenal fan is looking for. I'm over it. We dominated 2 seasons ago. We were crushing teams. We were 8 points ahead. What happened at the end of the season? Last season, the same thing. Last season, we were doing great. Dominating teams. Played 18 games, won 16, drew 1. What happened?
Let me bring it back.
Last season was different though, because from January. Sorry.
Let's bring it back for a second, because we're kind of going back to last season and a little bit off topic, but let's bring it back to topic. Havertz has been one of our most influential players, and how many fucking winners, how many assists to assists. Like, yeah, Kai Havertz has been a key part to our team. And does he kind of get disrespected from rivals, from the media, and just the importance in the team? Because we're talking about Saka's importance. We're talking about.
Do you know why I would say that? Do you know? I'll jump in because
Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, James. Sorry, let me just finish. I just think Havertz, the agenda on Havertz has to stop, because he is so integral to our team at this moment in time.
No, but you know what it is with Havertz here? Look, we're talking about Odegaard right now, but he got brought in to be an 8. So no one in this conversation has said that Havertz should be the person that steps up when Odegaard's out. Because by rights, when we signed him for that job, if Odegaard got injured, Havertz is left-footed. He could play. He's supposed to be the next player to fill that void. But because he's played so average in the centre mid and he's playing so well up front, now that's out of the question. Does that make sense? Now he's not even a CM.
He's still very important as our striker. Right now,
he's been good.
Right now, it's because
he's a striker. Havertz is not a centre mid. Havertz is a striker. Don't ever.
I know, but when Arteta brought him in, it was to play centre mid.
Yeah, and that was misprofiling. And luckily, we found a way to make this guy, salvageable.
But that's what
last year he's been good.
We found a way to turn him into one of the most lethal killers in the league.
I know, but that's the thing.
I like Havertz and what he's doing, but I just really want a gunman up front. I honestly do.
Here's the thing. Right now, he's a gunman. Right now, the stats, he's a gunman.
Right now, he's a goal scorer.
You know what? It is.
Gal, you were saying Gokares. I'll take Gokares all day. If that's the only option you want to phone me, I'll take it.
It is tiring when I hear this, like when the stats are really, really showing that what Havertz has put, the numbers he's put up, right? Is Ollie Watkins a gunman? Yes, right? Yeah, good. The numbers he's not a gunman. Ollie Watkins no, hold on. In quotes. I'm talking about it. If you look at the Premier League, outside Haaland, who's an alien beast, robotic, whatever he is, because I know he's not human. They won't tell us. I know he's running on batteries. We'll find out in the future one day the truth. But outside Haaland, every other top striker in the English Premier League that we can call a gunman. Do you know that Kai Havertz's numbers are very, very close to what's his name at Newcastle? Isak's number. Yeah,
but not Ollie's though, because Ollie gets assists and goals.
Hold on, yeah,
Ollie's actually the perfect player for us to play up front. Honestly.
So my thing is this, right? A team that scored 90 plus goals and 120 goals in all competitions last season. Yet the fans are complaining about a gunman. Arsenal is not going to ever be like Man City that has a Haaland. There's no other Haaland in the world. So whatever gunman we get will never measure up to Haaland. That's what the problem is. And when we have a gunman that doesn't measure up to Haaland, we're still going to complain as a fan base. The bottom line is we have to find a way as a team to play differently from how they're playing because of the profiles that they have and to win those games. And we proved it against them when we went to the Etihad this season. Last season, we went there to play for a draw. This season, we went there to play for a win. And with 10 men, they were just lucky with that ping pong, bounce ball, deflection goal that they got. And I'm happy to see my team play differently as long as they win. You know, so yeah, Havertz, I think Havertz is getting a lot of disrespect, and I think it's down to just a bunch of people who generally, like, mostly like the Chelsea fans who are now disappointed that he's doing well, Arsenal fans who were disappointed that we got him and will not wrap their head around the fact that this guy is putting up mad numbers right now. He's putting up mad
his
numbers.
all-round game is just brilliant right now. The way he's winning the ball, he's running the channels. His first touch,
the third goal for Saka against Southampton, they tackled him. He was on the floor. He found a way to lay that pass.
That's what I'm saying. This is and
I like Havertz. I like him. I'm not against him.
If we had Haaland, go on. No, go on.
No, go on. I'm just saying I'm not against him. I just want people to know I'm not against Havertz.
I'm telling you right now, though, if we had Erling Haaland, I'm telling you as a fan base, we'd be complaining. There'd be loads of games where we'd be like, damn, this guy has crashed like 3 goals against Ipswich, but where was he today? No touches. He's not involved. He's not doing this and that. Why would we
be complaining? If we had Erling Haaland, we'd win the league.
No, I'm telling you, there's so many games you watch Haaland for City, and the guy is just not in the game. He's not in the game. Like Havertz is always somehow in the game. And I'm not talking about goals.
But he still scores almost every game.
Overall goals, Haaland, he'll slap 4 goals in one game. He'll slap 5 goals in one game. He'll slap a hat-trick in another game. And his numbers in the end are going to be crazy. We know that. That's undisputed.
Oh, yo, look at this. Look at this. People saying Saka, without Saka's assist, Havertz will be a donkey.
Chelsea fan.
Of course, it's a Chelsea fan.
It is what it is. But I'm telling you now, what Havertz is doing is really good for our team, and it's great that we have him. The issue for our attack now is Gabriel Jesus. We need to get rid of him in January, get rid of his wages, and then bring in another striker. And maybe,
you know what? That's disrespectful. See, you lot are saying Havertz gets disrespect here. Jesus just got the most disrespect from your mouth right there. You just said we need to get rid of him in January.
Don't tell me you got Jesus in 2024.
Does Jesus even have a place in this team?
Let's stop this thing.
I think Jesus is finished.
No, let's stop this nonsense.
I think you give him until the end of the season.
One second.
Arsenal fans, let's stop
just
this
because you disagree, it's not nonsense.
No. Let me lay something.
Let me lay the groundwork.
Okay,
because I think Gabriel Jesus is a guy who I rate, but he lately has not been in form. He's coming back from injury. Maybe he's struggling. He needs some support at this moment in time. But unless he can change his form, come the end of the year, he's going to be one of those players who are expendable. Him, Zinchenko, a lot of those guys, we seem to have outgrown them quite quickly.
Do you know what a knee injury does to someone, Igal? Before you speak, this is
why I said
no. Most Arsenal fans don't understand it, and that's the reason why they're talking the way they're talking. That's the reason why they're saying that. Oh yeah, get rid of him.
Does Gabriel Jesus have a future for Arsenal?
He does
after this year.
He does, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a big difference. Eventually, you need that type of squad depth. I would rather have Gabriel Jesus in this team, coming back to his full form, the way he's supposed to be, pushing in the team and being the one coming off the bench, if that's what I'm going to use him for. But to sit there and say, well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that you're going to get a player like for like as good as the first person on your team who wants to sit on the bench? You're not going to get those players out there. You're not going to get a player of Odegaard's class, exactly like Odegaard, who will come to Arsenal and sit on the bench while Odegaard plays. You're not going to get a player who's as good as Kai Havertz right now, the form he's in, who's going to come. Do you think that if you got Gyökeres and you told him, come sit on the bench for this game, or you get SESKO, you think SESKO will be happy to sit on the bench against?
I think they'll believe that they can. I think they'll come to Arsenal believing that they can play. So they're not going to be thinking, I'm going to be on the bench because Havertz is there.
I'm just telling you, like, even when you look at Man City, look at what
Havertz was coming to
look at what Pep Guardiola does. If you look at Man City,
yeah, I did still.
The players off the bench, the Dokus and the Savios, the guys who he's bringing, these are not players that we all knew who they were before he brought them. Because why? If he got somebody just as good as who was there, if he got somebody just as good as Kevin De Bruyne, that person is not sitting on the bench. Players don't want to do that in 2024. That's number one. Yeah. So let's not sit here and say, because you look at the market, who are you going to bring to replace Gabriel Jesus? If Gabriel Jesus is in form, if you know Gabriel Jesus' form, right, who are you going to bring to replace him and what he brings to the team if you sell him that is just as good as him or better, who's willing to sit on the bench?
Let me just say this. I'm gonna do a poll. Everyone in the comment section right now, let me know, does Gabriel Jesus have a future at Arsenal? Yes or no? Let me know in the comment section.
But I will say, you don't get rid
42% of the people who voted said Saka's replacement should be Sterling. 33 said Jesus, and only 24 said Trossard. Crazy.
Yeah, that's a bit.
It's all mad. But quickly on Jesus, like the amount of money the guy's on, he's either the highest paid player at the club or second highest paid player at the club. His output is nowhere near that, and it will, in my opinion, it's not going to get back to that level. I've seen too many games. He had a great first few months at Arsenal, 22-23 season, where he was dribbling past everyone. Yes, his finishing wasn't there, but we were willing to accept that because of everything else he was doing. But now even the dribbling, everything is gone. So once that's gone, and you know the worst bit, I said it the other day. No, do you know the worst bit?
It's called a knee injury.
Okay, but does his knee injury affect his decision making as well? Because every single game he's coming on, he's making the wrong pass. He's making the wrong final action.
How many wrong passes did he make? The last game that he played, this guy dribbled out of his boots and still passed the ball. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I can pick all the different scenarios when Gabriel
Bolton, or I'm talking about the game, the last one against Southampton.
Like, so here's my thing though. Like, I think we have recency bias when it comes to like players, and Arsenal fan base is the biggest fan base with that recency bias issue. We look at exactly what has happened in the last 2-3 months, and then just right the same way we did with Kai Havertz when we bought him. Recency bias. He is so terrible for Chelsea. This guy is not going to cook in Arsenal. What nonsense? Why pay 60 million for him? Arsenal fans were pooping their pants and talking.
No, but Dio, we should have got Kudus. We should have got Kudus that summer.
Listen, James, I hear you, but my point is now
Kudus over Havertz.
Listen, these same fans are the ones turning around.
100%.
Listen, these same fans are the ones turning around now saying,
Havertz
"Oh my God,
Havertz is more of an impact
player
right now."
Havertz is our most
now look, Havertz is doing his job now, but I'm saying, look, I wouldn't
Thanks.
get rid of Jesus until we bring someone in the door. And someone in the comments said Kudus replaces Jesus, and that is a good idea. I wouldn't get rid of Jesus.
We are linked to a player. Would you guys go back in for SESKO?
I don't like
he's on the option.
I don't like him.
A young,
you don't like SESKO?
Physical striker.
I don't like SESKO.
My question to you guys is, January, does it make sense for Arsenal to go for a SESKO or to go for another winger?
I say wait till the summer because Rodrigo might be free. I know that sounds crazy, but it could be true. He could be free, and they want to swap Saliba as well. So I'm just saying they're willing to get rid of Rodrigo next summer. I guarantee it. So we should be in the front of the queue for that. Big
up Ersan. Ersan's just joining us. Ersan, bro, you're late. You missed the whole conversation about Saka. Saka got injured.
Yeah, man. I was just making a few videos on my own socials, man. Sorry about that, man. I just had to catch up on a few things.
By the way, would you take SESKO? I think all you guys are saying no to SESKO.
No, I'll take him.
I'll definitely take him at Arsenal.
It depends on what Arteta wants, to be honest. I think Arteta's always admired him, and I think SESKO has been balling out for Leipzig and for Slovakia, so I think it will be a massive addition for us. Even though I think Kai Havertz is in amazing form, I think having another target man with that pace and power would do us a lot of good. I can't lie. I think he'll be sick for Arsenal.
All right. You know what? Everyone in the chat has been waiting.
SESKO and Havertz in the same.
Everyone's been waiting for
basketball, back post corners,
back set pieces.
Everyone's been waiting for a striker. So if we get a striker in January, it would be cool. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Arsenal, we're gonna probably wait until the summer to go get another player like that caliber.
It won't happen because Jesus is here, bro.
It's not because Jesus is here. We need to stop all this.
It's because it takes time to integrate a player.
Even this window. Even this window, we're doing one in, one out.
Listen, it's bad rhetoric. That's the law that the Cronkies put down. The Cronkies said 1 in, 1 out. That's the law in the. Go read up on your club.
It's not even that, bro.
If you support,
that's what I'm saying. 1 in, 1 out. So Jesus has to go first before we bring another striker.
So my point is this, right? This Jesus rhetoric and bashing that Arsenal fans have started right now. When he gets back into form in a few months, watch them turn around. These same fans. Oh my God, Gabby Jesus is now balling again. My point is very simple. My point is simple, right? Arsenal fans, we are very quick to react to things. If you trust the manager, if you trust Mikel Arteta and you trust the club to make the right choices and that we're on the right track, then you trust them when they pick players that they choose to buy. For example, with Kai Havertz, I thought it was a weird buy, but I didn't criticize it because I'm like, I don't know what you've seen and what you're planning to play like this season. And for what we want to play like, he is working. Yes, they might look at another player and say this player, Kudus, is good, this guy is good, but can they put in the amount of work defensively that Mikel Arteta wanted to play this season?
Answer the super chat. Would you take Kudus?
Yes,
100%.
100%.
I wouldn't now. I'll try go for other options. That's in my own brain. I'm like, one day we will go for Kvaratskhelia in the summer and maybe another striker. I'll do that first. I don't know if Napoli, De Laurentiis, are you around? Give me Kvaratskhelia.
We got one more super chat.
Kudus, I'm not sure where he'd fit in right now. That's the only thing. But if he's an option, he's such a good player.
My brother. I'm sorry. There must be a delay because I keep cutting you off. My apologies. Blaze is in the house also, is giving a super chat. I love how you guys getting emotionally attached and they betray these players in, year out. It was Jesus and Zini. Next summer it'll be White and Kai when you get a 9. Basically, he's saying we're forgetting about these players quite quickly and just moving on, betraying them. I don't think
do you know Arsenal fans get more like attached to players than other clubs, so I feel like that's a bit biased.
I find that very biased.
We're the most patient fan base, I would say. Out of the top 6, we're probably one of the most patient. I've seen City fans say Ederson out.
Yeah, and I've seen Arsenal
fans. Don't worry.
I've seen Arsenal fans say Raya out from day one when he came because Ramsdale was there because the emotional attached to Ramsdale. I've seen Arsenal.
Yeah, it's true. I said that. I was one of those fans. But you know what? I've seen Arsenal fans
again. I've seen Arsenal fans right now saying Ben White is not going to get his place back in the bench because Timber is there. This is the problem with, like I keep saying, if you trust the manager, right, when he brings in a Raya, he knows what he sees and how he wants to play.
Yeah.
All you know as a fan is you want your club to play well and win. And if you want to give your opinion on whether you think they're playing the right type of football that you think is the right type of football, fair enough. But to sit there and then just judge the player and be like, oh, this guy's not going to do well, it just doesn't make any sense to me personally. I'm just like, hold on. I don't know how this manager wants to play. He might want to play defensive. He might want to play a whole Mourinho ball this season. And that's why he's getting the players he's getting and sticking with the players that he's sticking with. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that we take out Bukayo Saka, 10 men against Man City, take out Bukayo Saka and leave Martinelli? Because Martinelli's defensive work rate, apparently, according to the team, is just as slightly edges Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, Martinelli's a monster in terms of the work he puts in.
So that's
Saka's
the point.
A monster as well. They're both
no, he is. That's what I'm saying. I said, but just slightly edges him. So you have to look at it from that point of view. The manager knows what he wants to play. I trust this manager. The fact that he's proved to me that he can dynamically change this team game by game, depending on who we're playing. And even with players injured, he's able to win games and not lose them. Games that we would lose last season. Hey, poof.
All right, let me stop everything there. Guys, we have 270 of you guys in the chat. And I am 60 subscribers away to getting 30K subscribers. Please do subscribe right now. I want you guys to do me that favor. Subscribe to the channel right now. Let's try to get to 30K subscribers tonight. Unfortunately, we're discussing some sad news, but it doesn't mean that you guys can't stick with the channel and support the channel, as we will be here. Bad news, good news, day, shine. We were here after we lost 3-0 to Aston Villa, and we were here after we slapped Chelsea 5-0. It doesn't matter what the result is, we're always here. So make sure you guys support us. But the best way to do it is hitting the like on the video, and of course subscribing to the channel. I am literally 60 subscribers away from getting to the milestone of 30K. That would be massive if I could get that today. But before we go any further, there's some sad news, guys. It's nothing crazy, nothing like somebody passed away or anything like that. Nothing like some crazy stuff like that. Obviously, there's way worse news that you could hear. But Real Madrid want a player of ours. And usually when Real Madrid want a player of ours, it can get ugly. And before Deo comes back, I want to just hear everyone else's takes on this. I know you guys probably heard about all the stuff about William Saliba to Real Madrid, and how Real Madrid want William Saliba and they're willing to put any type of money aside. The exact quotes of what was said is, William Saliba is the top priority for Real Madrid. Real Madrid.
Well, they better be putting 150 million on the table, mate.
Real Madrid.
I want 1 billion. I want the stadium. I want Mbappe.
Real Madrid are willing to pay whatever it takes to get William Saliba.
200
Now we
million.
heard that.
It's all noise.
We heard
First
that.
£1 billion
One
centre-back.
second. Let me finish. We heard this exact same situation when it comes to a certain Kylian Mbappe, and it took them years on years to try to get this deal done. And the reporter who reported it is actually like an Arsenal fan page. So I don't know who the hell is LE10 something Sam. Never heard of this.
Saliba had the contract of 2027, right? If they want Saliba right now, it's going to cost them an arm and a leg. And Madrid is known not to want to spend that money. They didn't do it with Euro that they could have easily done it with this season. They wanted to see if they could wait one more season till his contract expired. They're probably going to want to wait till his contract expires. And what Arsenal needs to do right now is renegotiate Saliba's contract, get him to 2030, increase his wages, so that if Madrid wants to come for him in a season or two's time, they're going to be paying 150 million plus another 30 million in performances. Yes, so in bonus performances, which means 180 million. I mean, that's what I would do as a good business club. That's exactly how I'd set it up. You talked about Mbappe. What did they do with Mbappe? They waited till his contract ran out and then did a deal with him on rights, images, and all that. They weren't going to put the money down. There's always all this noise with Madrid and who they want. I mean, Lenny Euro was a deal that they could have done. Manchester United went in there 50 million and got the kid out of there. They could have done that deal. So now the idea that they, if Madrid wants somebody, I respect Madrid. I know that they have money. I know they can come for any player.
They're no joke, bro.
But I'm not saying they're a joke, but I'm saying my point is we've seen them not do it back to back. We've seen them not do it back to back, is what I'm saying. I've given examples of players.
Boring this topic.
Players,
Let me explain to you this.
One second. Guys, please respect the content. If you are going to come here and we're going to have a conversation about the topic, if you don't like the topic, you don't have to discuss it. But if it's not boring, this is something that a lot of people want to hear about. This is something that a lot of people want to speak about. Unfortunately, it's not something that we want to happen, but we have to speak about things that are not comfortable sometimes.
Let me explain to you this, right? It's not happening for now. It's not going to happen for now. This William Saliba talk, it always happens during the international break. It's like Karim Benzema being linked over and over again to Arsenal. Same with Gonzalo Higuain. Same with Julian Draxler. Same with all of these players. Look, William Saliba.
Yeah, but no one's saying it's going to happen right now, but it could happen next year or the year after.
It's just the ridiculous talking point in this stage right now, because William Saliba is in a title race with Arsenal. Real Madrid are doing their thing, in a title race with Barcelona, who are doing well. William Saliba had a couple of good seasons. Now he's become one of the most elite defenders, having played today. He played well today. He done his bit over the weekend. Like, we can't just keep talking about transfer speculation just because somebody on Twitter said it, or somebody on Marca said it, or something like that. The time will come. It's not guaranteed that he will stay at Arsenal for Maldini stayed at AC Milan or whatnot and whatnot. But the time will come where we could get rid of him when he's 28, 29, 30 years old anyways. While we're speaking about him and he's 23 years old and the contract runs out at 27, it just makes no sense to me. What I will say is that if Real Madrid are serious about buying him, you have to give us £200 million, forfeit a Champions League final if you face us. I don't care. You pay your academy kids and let us play that. And you give us Antonio Rudiger, you give us the next coming Arda Güler, and you give us all of your talented players. If you want William Saliba that badly, that's it. If you are that keen on him, you give us your whole squad, your whole history and everything, because William Saliba is too vital for us alongside Gabriel at this moment in time. That's it.
No, but do you know what? Hear me out, yeah? If we win the Premier League this year, say, yeah, and next year we win something, and then we sell him in 2 years for 150 million, I think Arteta, if he stays, is good enough a coach to replace Saliba. Maybe not with a like as good as Saliba, but for instance, the Barcelona centre-back. We could go grab him or something. And we could still be a big club. We can still compete without Saliba. I'm saying for the next 2 years, we definitely need Saliba. Definitely.
1 second. People saying 200 million for a centre back is outrageous.
It doesn't matter.
Nah.
That's maybe
That's
just
how
to
much
get
it's
a
spread.
You know, if it's about money, right? If the rumors are about Madrid saying, hey, we'll pay whatever it costs to get Saliba. There's other teams out there, PSG, that can pay whatever it costs if they want him as well. He's French. He can go back to France. PSG can offer bigger money. Is it about the money? Because the real truth about it
Saliba would only leave Arsenal for Real Madrid.
No.
I don't think he would leave.
Hear what I'm saying. As a club, you see,
Agree with that.
this whole idea of Saliba will only leave for Real Madrid. If it's about money only, let's be realistic. If I'm the running Arsenal and PSG comes to me with 200 million and Madrid comes with 150 million, I don't care what Saliba says because he's made up his mind to leave the club. I'm taking the biggest payout. That's what I'm doing as a club.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and
But you know us. Arsenal are a classy club, man. We're not a scumbag club. We're a classy club. We'll have a word with him. We'll tell him the deal, man.
Listen, we're dark arts now. We're no longer classy. We shouldn't be classy. We should never
We're
be
dark
classy.
arts FC.
Us being classy. Us being classy is why people have always shat on us. We should not be classy anymore. At this point, if you want my player, I'm going to put it on the bid. If Madrid wants to come for him, I as Arsenal will lobby PSG and say, hey, do you guys want him? If you pay 2 million more, I'll give him to you, or 3 million more, I will spit in the face of Madrid. And the player has
quickly. Did you hear what Haaland? Did you hear what Rudiger said about Haaland? He said he's so strong, blah blah blah. He said only him, Van Dijk, and Saliba can handle him physically. That literally came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
There's no proof right there that Saliba is
There's
definitely
only a few people, one-on-one pinning wrestling match. There's only a few guys.
All right, let me before we go any further, people in the chat, do me a favor, please do hit that like button. We got another super chat. Also, we are so close to 30K subscribers. Please do follow this, subscribe to the channel right now. It is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a penny. It helps out the channel massively, and you guys don't realize how close I am right now to getting 30K subscribers. It would mean the world to me. I started this channel in 2020. Just during COVID, just before COVID time. And it was a situation where the guy who I was working with originally on his channel, he sold his channel, and the people who bought his channel from him told me that, Igal, come work with me. You're never going to make a channel that's going to be as much subscribers as this channel. Now I'm about to get double what they have their current channel on. Crazy. But yeah,
congratulations, Igal, man. Well done, man.
No, thanks, man. Appreciate it. We got Shaq in the building. Shaq, I am behind, but I told y'all our attack is poor. Jesus right on the right is horrible. I can't really rely on set
can't
pieces.
always rely on set pieces either.
It's not sustainable. Okay, first of all, Jesus on the right, we beat Man City last year. Jesus on the right, at times we can do it. He's manageable, but not every single game. I understand. Also, he needs to fix his selfishness because lately he's been a little selfish. He needs to let other people get in the game. Just make the right pass instead of trying to be selfish, because we don't need that. It's gonna negatively impact the team's performance when we have a
but you know what? Sometimes when you're trying to get back into the team, you do that naturally. Do you know what I mean? Trying to show the gaffer.
But the thing is, if you're unselfish, you're naturally gonna get an assist, and then that's gonna gain your confidence.
Can I just
let me just finish off the unsustainable part. At what point are people gonna realize that we are scoring goals at a high clip, and set pieces are not the only place where we're scoring goals from, but set pieces are one of our strengths. One of our biggest strengths is our height. We have an average height higher than majority of the teams, and we do score a lot of set pieces because
people just like using the word. People just like using the word sustainable. Arsenal is actually very sustainable because we score in multiple ways. Last season, our defense contributed 15 goals. Because we're different and we can change and adapt, that's why we're sustainable. A team that plays like Tottenham, the high line consistently, is not sustainable because once they're caught out, they're caught out. That's the big difference. So people just like to use, I think it's buzzwords now. It's like, it's not sustainable. It's sustainable when you can do multiple different things to put the ball in the back of the net, because the other team doesn't know how you're going to score. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what sustainability is.
So I don't get where it's
1 second. Deo, do you have to go?
Yes, I do. I have to leave in a few minutes.
We're about to do the report card for the season. If you want to stick around.
Yeah, let's. All right, let me.
If you want to just stick around for that,
it's actually something that's happened with my setup here right now, and it's going to shut down.
If you can you go off camera?
I may have to change to use the other camera at the back.
Just use your phone.
I'll use my phone or something. I'll jump in with that. Yeah.
All right, no worries. Well, I took you backstage. Get yourself sorted out, guys. Everybody here, we're not going to talk about Saliba no more. That's clearly stressed out. Ursan's not happy about the Saliba and Saka news.
It's just nonsense. Like,
Never happened,
clickbait.
Would I take a
Like,
Militao
clickbait.
swap deal? No. Why would I take
It's just
Militao?
clickbait.
I only
But
take
what
them
what about if they said Rodrigo and him
4-1.
for Saliba? What about if they said
Rodrigo
Rodrigo
and
and him?
Stadium.
For Saliba?
Another 100
Militao's
million,
always
then we'll
injured,
talk.
bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if they offered us 2 players for that player after we've already won the Premier League with Saliba, I might do that.
Saliba's worth.
The thing is,
Saliba's worth-
guys, I want us to
Saliba's
say
a-
one thing. I want to say one thing on this, right? As Arsenal
I'm talking
fans,
about
right,
in 2
we
years' time.
struggled.
I wouldn't
Yeah, no.
get rid of
Nah,
Saliba
man.
until we win the
James,
Premier League.
James, you're saying something that I don't agree with. You're saying like,
Mm.
oh, we win one Premier League and then we can sell Saliba. I don't agree with that. Arsenal guys, we suffered for so long to pay the stadium
We can
debt,
build
to
a dynasty.
now be in a position where we
Yeah.
can build a squad. We
No,
need to have a
100%.
period
Listen,
where
if you
we
ask me,
dominate
I would
English
want to keep
football and we
Saliba
win
and
Champions
Saka
Leagues.
for 10 years. Honestly,
That's what we
those
need to be
2, I
doing.
want to keep them forever.
Yeah, no, I
I
hear,
hear
but bro,
you. I
I'm
love them.
trying to say, as Arsenal fans, our mentality has to be that we have to win the Premier League year after year, the Champions League.
Yeah,
We
100%.
have to be competing with Real Madrid, not selling players to Real Madrid because we're
100%.
Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, we're
Yes, we
not
struggled for
Borussia
15,
Dortmund to be
15-ish
doing
years, but we have to have that ambition. And if we don't have that ambition as fans, the club's is gonna end up falling to that bad
Do
standards.
you know what it is?
That's
Yeah,
for
I know
sure.
this is crazy, but Mbappe and Saliba were childhood friends. They played for the same youth team, and Mbappe's dad was coaching them, and they have this mad relationship. I know that they talk, and I know that they want to play for the same team at some point in their career together. So I'm just saying, yeah, it makes so much sense for them to do that at Real Madrid in a couple of years, and I guarantee Saliba would love to go to Real Madrid.
Why not do it at Arsenal in a couple of years' time instead?
Do you know what? If Pep leaves and we start winning back-to-back leagues and Champions League,
whether it's deluded or not.
Saliba would stay because he actually supports Arsenal as a kid, and he would stay. I think he does really love us.
Yeah, he's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal. He loves Arsenal.
Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world. You can't deny it. You just can't deny it.
I understand, but if we're competing in the best league, in my opinion, the Premier League is the best league in the world. And you're dominating year after year, and you're fighting for the Champions League. Why would any player want to leave? You know what I'm saying?
Saka's staying here for his whole career.
You know what? I would never leave Arsenal for Real Madrid because I'm an Arsenal fan, innit? But I understand when players want to go. And I understood when Henry needed to go to Barcelona to get his Champions League medal.
That's a great point. When did Henry go?
Let's see. Is there any update on
we were
Saka's
done as a
injury?
club at that point, and he went.
Guys, we got an update.
29.
We got an update on Saka's injury. We got an update on Saka's injury. It's from Lee Carson himself.
Give me some good news, man.
In the build up to the goal, the first goal, I think you could.
Bukayo Saka was at an injury. Was that an injury rather than precaution?
Yeah.
And is he? What would
you? He's been assessed, but yeah, he obviously in the build up to the goal, the first goal, I think you could see he'd felt something in his leg.
Fucking guy gave us
great
nothing.
Update. Great update.
Great update.
I've learned so much.
Lee Carson, useless man, says he's being assessed. Obviously, in the build up to goal, we can see that didn't give us shit.
We'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow, man. At some point, hopefully.
Well, wait.
He'll probably return. He'll probably return to Arsenal. He'll return to Arsenal.
Guy didn't tell us shit.
Hey, Gal, do you see why you shouldn't get gassed up? We have an update. Because these people are not going to give you anything to work with. Just calm down.
You know what the worst thing is? Arteta all week he's gonna play mind games with them with the next coach and tell him, "Oh, we don't know if Saka's gonna be fit or not."
Yeah, but at the same time with Saka, right? Hold on. With Saka, yeah, I feel like he's gonna come back to London, Coney. I feel like if it's gonna be niggling and he's gonna be coming off injured, there's no point in him playing the next game against who they're playing against, Finland anyways. England should beat Finland regardless of whether Saka or Palmer or whoever is playing. They should be beating Finland with a League 2 right back, for example. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like they need to just give Saka a rest, put him on the road to recovery, have him fit and firing for Bournemouth, and then go through, you know what I mean, have him playing, because we're going to need him. We're going to have him.
He played.
He might get a rest as well, you know. They played
at Wembley.
He might need to rest till Liverpool.
All right, let's do this. What do you call it? Arsenal player team rankings. I can't find an updated ranking. Like it seems like everyone's just freaking. Where is it?
But what's this about? I don't understand what it's about.
Oh,
What
it's
you be
pretty
like the
simple.
tier
Pretty
maker, a
simple.
tier list?
You basically rate the Arsenal players' performances so far, and we go like
Okay.
A, B, C, D, or F. So,
Oh,
for
okay,
example,
yeah.
what would you guys rate? What would you guys rate Kai Havertz's performances so far this season?
A-star.
I would give him an
A
A.
or B.
No, there's
A
no
or B.
no
I'll say a B.
pluses, there's no minuses. You just have
A.
to say A, B, C, or D.
Top tier.
B.
Top tier.
Oh, yeah, A then. Yeah, A
A.
for sure.
B.
I'll put him in A. But understand, A should be saved for like the Gabriels, the Sakas, the Reyes. Do you think?
No,
Why?
I think
Why?
Kai
Why?
Havertz
You
is
no,
one
you
of
got.
so
You
many
got. No,
games,
no, no.
man. Kai Havertz is one of so many. Kai Havertz is one of so many games, bro. Like, even in some of the performances he's given us, he's been very important. He's become one of our most important players in the side, and I think that he deserves the A-star category because he's been important in
Hey, what you
everything that
saying?
Arsenal do.
No, I'm saying it's an A for me because at the end of the day, like the last 7 games or the first 7 games of this season, Kai Havertz has been one of our more important players. He's scored goals, he's assisted, he's defended, he's carried. Like when we've gone down to 10 men, they've kept him on the pitch. It's not like he's the one that was sacrificed because he was useless and would not be able to defend. You know what I'm saying? So he's putting too much work and he's looking good. And the numbers he's doing in 2024 is ridiculous. He's doing ridiculous numbers in this 2024 already. So it's right now so far we're rating them based on what they've done and what he's done.
What's the
A.
stats in 24? What is it?
I think he
Roughly,
has. Let me pull it up.
He's got like the same. Basically, he's got the same amount of goals.
He's
as
got
Haaland.
the same amount of
But
goals.
his spread is way better.
Same amount of
His
no
goal
penalty
spread
goals
right
as
now, his
Haaland.
goal spread is better.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
One second.
That's
This
pretty good.
season
It's
so
pretty
far, he has 4 goals, 1 assist in the league. He has 1 goal in the Champions League. He has 1 goal in the League Cup. So he's playing really well.
That's brilliant.
I saw something from
Yo, Deo, your thing is
impact everywhere.
what's going on with it? Okay.
I don't know.
So in this image, the only person I don't have is Raheem Sterling. But say to replace Raheem Sterling, we're just going to replace him with Marquinhos. What would you put Raheem Sterling, for example?
But he hardly played, so you can't really give him a ranking.
He hardly.
It's not really
You
fair.
know what? I'm not even going to
I'll
rate
put him
him.
as a D.
Yeah,
we can't rate him right now.
He's not in here.
Yeah, we don't have a. Yeah.
You got to assess him off the 2 games.
Can we just be honest though? Guys,
Southampton and
David
Bolton,
Raya goes in A.
Ryan's
Yeah,
been an A
100%.
for
Just
me.
honest.
Yeah, Sterling in C.
Player of the month. Raya's been player of the month.
Calafiori goes in C. He could be
Calafiori
better.
goes in a B. No, he goes in a B for me.
No.
Yeah, Calafiori goes in a B.
He's a B right now. Because there's how many Igal, the context around Calafiori, how many players have you bought freshly that have come to join the team and look like they've been in this team for like 4 years? This guy looks like he's been playing in Arsenal for a long time. Let's not, and he's doing good.
Tomiyasu doesn't get a rating.
No,
he doesn't get a rating right now.
Tomiyasu is too injury prone, man. It's time we got.
Kivior gets a D or a C.
No,
D.
there's not enough. There's not
gets an F.
enough data. There's
He
not
gets an
enough
F.
data for no. There's not enough data
I
this
can't get
season.
an F,
He
man.
actually
Kivio's solid,
plays,
but you
so
don't get a
C.
chance.
You're basing it off of how he's played, and Kivior played well against. I think he played PSG. He came on. I thought he was brilliant in the 45
I know
minutes.
Bolton he played well, but I know it's
He done well against PSG, bro. And this is
He's
in the
reliable.
Champions League.
He's
All
reliable.
right, Gabriel goes straight to A.
Yeah, 100.
A plus.
A plus.
Yeah, he's definitely been
A
top 3
plus.
players, man. Definitely without doubt, Gabriel. I love Gabriel Magalhaes, man. Like the goal contributions he offers us, the playing out from the back he offers us, the way he's controlling games, like just playing out from like playing as a defender. He is.
You know he's secretly actually better than Saliba.
Have a case to go.
You know
B
he's
or
secretly
A?
better than Saliba.
I hear it.
He's secretly better than Saliba. That's the crazy.
There's such a good partnership because for me, Saliba lets Gabriel be that aggressor, that monster in our defense. So without Saliba, Gabriel can't be going as crazy as he does sometimes, as physical as he does. You have to think way more. So Saliba with him, honestly, what a partnership that is.
So do we put the whole defense in there? Do we just grab?
No, not the whole defense.
No. Timber's a B.
Everyone's going to be on A.
Timber's a B.
Ben White doesn't get an A also.
Nah, Ben White goes in.
Ben White should be C for me so far.
C.
I love Ben White, by the way. He's
I
one of
say
my
B.
favorites,
I say Ben
but he
White
should be a
B.
C so far.
I don't think he's been that great. Like I don't think he's been bad, but I don't think he's been great. I think C is like the. I think
I don't
C is
think
like
he's
a
fit.
6 out of 10 for me.
Okay,
So,
so
it's
if
fair.
he's in C, then KVR has to go D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
fair
I
enough.
said
Fair
Kivior was
enough.
an F.
Based on minutes, if you're basing it because of the minutes that he's played compared to Kivior,
Okay, so
then
Timber, in that case, Timber's an A.
Timber's been.
Do you know what Timber is? Timber is very
I
close to
think
being an
lower
A
end
for me.
A, B.
But for me, it's a B. But I see why you would put him in an A.
Yeah.
He's so
I
close
like
to
him.
an A for me.
Jorginho gets a D.
D.
C.
So, yeah, I can understand
C
that.
or a D.
Oh, you
I
know
can
what? It could be
understand
C.
both sides.
Yeah, I've heard Jorginho's our manager at times, so it might have to
Yeah,
be a C
it's
for
true.
sure.
That's true.
For the tactics.
Partey gets a C or a B.
No. Party.
A B.
Listen,
B.
I think it's a B.
B.
Yeah, I think it's a B. I honestly
I think
thought
a
the
B
guy
is
was
fair.
finished.
I think a B is fair. Played well the past 2 games. I think a B is fair. I thought he done well against Southampton at right back, and I think he was brilliant against PSG. But other than that, I think if you took out those 2 performances, I'll put him in D or C. To be honest
By
with
the
you.
way,
But even
guys
Tottenham,
who
even
don't-
the Tottenham
guys
game,
who
right?
don't play,
Yeah,
like,
Tottenham he done
the
all
guys
right.
who don't play like Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, they go in F.
No, Zinchenko goes Z minus, man. Z minus for Zinchenko, bro.
Okay.
He's
Trossard goes straight to A. Straight to A.
Yeah,
Trossard is
The
fine,
way
man.
he's filled in since Odegaard got injured, he deserves an A.
I hear
I
it.
don't know, man.
I
The
hear
thing,
it.
you know, honestly,
I hear
Trossard pops up with the goals, right? But there's a lot of times for me, he frustrates me with some of the passes, some of the
red card he
And
got
he's
against
not
Man
as-
City is clueless though. That you can't like for me if you're gonna put him in A, he has to be the
Yeah, he
lowest
can't
tier.
be an A, bro.
He can't
Trossard
be
can't
like
be an A.
because as
He
well
can't
as
be
he's been
Gabriel.
getting
Okay.
goals or setting up
Yeah,
chances,
okay.
getting
Party.
assists.
B.
That red card for me just
But
like,
he's at the front of the B's. How about that?
yeah.
That's
Definitely.
fine. That's
If we're
fine.
gonna do it in order, then this is the order: Raya, Gabriel, Havertz, Saliba,
yeah.
Timber.
Yep. So far, because
I put Gabriel first. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You know with B, what does that
Odegaard,
mean
Odegaard
in terms
gets
of
a C.
numerical terms? Is
Odegaard
that like
gets
an
a C.
8 out of
He's got
10?
injured.
Is B? Would you say B is like an 8 out of 10 performance?
B is B. Okay, A is 9 and 10. B is 8 or 8, and then C is like 6, and then D
I could do that.
D is like 5 out of 10, just baseline.
I think Trossard's been 8.
F is anything below 5.
Trossard is 8. Yeah.
Martinelli gets a C. He only turned it up the last 2 games.
B.
He turned it up the last few games, you know.
Nah,
3 games
Martinelli
actually.
still.
3.
Some of the finishing, he's still an attacker.
Don't
He doesn't
forget,
score goals.
the first 5 games he wasn't really doing much.
No, I agree with that. But I think with Martinelli, he got the assist against City, found some form after that, scored a new game after that, and then
Ever since Fury started playing next to him.
I think I love Martinelli, but honestly, I'm telling you, it's a C because I expect way more from him, from what he's done. Yes, he's working hard. Yes, he's
on the upwards.
He needed his confidence, man. He's got it back now.
In under 5,
5
See?
I think the first 5 games, you put him in D, right? But the last few games, you put him in like A and B. So I think C is fair, to be honest.
No, not A.
He's for Martinelli, man.
Not A yet.
No, I'm basing it off I'm saying the last 3 games that Martinelli's played.
What you guys think?
From the 3 or 4 games, I think
say he was a C, but he scraped into the B for the last couple games. That's my opinion.
You see, a lot of this is dividing opinion. People are saying Martinelli should be in the same category as Odegaard and Ben White.
I don't think Martinelli should be with Calafiori.
No. I think that's why I
think he's just been a bit below them.
All right. Declan Rice, B or C?
B.
I'm not sure, you know.
I think it's a C.
I haven't heard any negative comments about him, but I haven't heard any good comments about him. So it's like, is he just having an average season?
No, I think he's been a bit worse than last season, but I think that's.
We haven't lost the game this season, though. We haven't lost the game.
You know why Rice is hard to judge? His general level so high.
But that's sending off.
That was a bullshit red card.
The sending off was a bullshit red card.
Are we really gonna give him more than? Okay, fair. But he's going to be at the bottom of the B's.
He's more vital. Listen, he's more vital than Martinelli this season. Odegaard's been injured, and Ben White hasn't even played that much.
It's
Him
just
and
facts. If
Partey
Rice
are
wasn't
like
there,
a
we'd feel
package
it. We'd
deal
feel it,
anyways.
even if he's not at his best.
Saka goes straight to the top, number 1.
Hey,
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Best player.
I think.
actually, I would actually go Gabriel number 1 this season. That's just my personal opinion, isn't it? Because he gets us goals and he's a part of
All
that.
I know is
Defense.
these 4 right now are arguably fighting for player of the season so far.
You know what? Yeah, I Saka's our best player, but for what's happened so far, I kind of agree. Maybe Gabriel, because the defensive work he's put in, we wouldn't have got the.
Couldn't you make the case Ray is more important than Gabriel?
No way.
No. Gabriel's number 1. Oh, listen,
Ray
Ryan,
literally saved us versus Aston Villa.
He
saved
did,
us
yeah.
versus
But Gabriel scores. Gabriel is like a magnet. His head's like a magnet to that ball, yeah, on corners, yeah. He just scores every. He's been doing it for years now.
You know what?
He's been doing it for years.
Gabriel's number 1, man.
Just to end it off,
And he scores when we need him to score.
1 second, just to end it off, we're putting Ethan in C or B?
C.
I would love to put him in a B, but he's not a B. He's a D or a C.
And even C is a compliment to him because
By the way,
getting minutes.
Gabriel
That's
Jesus
amazing.
is a fail, right?
Yeah.
Just put him on the bench, not even on F.
On the bench.
Is there anybody else?
Like him?
Miles Lewis Skelly.
Same
did well.
Same as one area. Same as one area.
Yeah. You can put him C or D.
When
They haven't got a big enough sample size, sorry.
All right, what do you think?
Came on
The
against
only
Man
person
City.
we're
He
missing-
started against Bolton. That's
We're
valid.
missing one person. Sterling.
Sterling.
What we
We
say?
need Sterling. We
D
does
for
mock him,
Sterling,
man.
man. D for Sterling for me.
Yeah, D, but he hasn't had enough time to give him a chance. But yeah, he is a D right now.
I don't think he was terrible last match
Mourinho.
against
You
South
mentioned
Africa,
Mourinho.
but
Mikel Mourinho.
He looks. I
Mourinho
don't know
didn't play a
about him,
single
man.
minute, bro.
Who, Mourinho? Yeah, he came on. He came on off the bench in the PSG.
Mourinho hasn't played a single minute. How can we put Mourinho?
He has.
No, he did play. He came on. He came on last game.
He came
No, I
on.
mean,
He
like,
came
he
on
hasn't
against
played
PSG
in
and
enough
Southampton,
time.
bro.
He hasn't
Altogether,
played
he's
enough
played
time.
probably like
Where
60,
we
70
putting
minutes
Sterling?
altogether.
We're putting Sterling D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, D.
Or is
I
he in
would
the same
say-
category as Jesus?
No, he's not been
he-
as bad as Jesus. Jesus has been the
You can't
worst
be
player.
with Jesus.
on
Jesus
the-
is Jesus.
Wait, he
Jesus
got a
has
goal
been
and
the worst
assist.
player.
Another level.
Yeah, he got a goal and assist in that League Cup game.
Yeah, he had a decent game, but
Are
we
we?
need
Are
more
we
from
putting,
him, though.
what about Mikel Merino? What are you guys saying about him?
D again, just like
No, I
never got a
put him
minute,
D. I put him C. I think it's harsh to put him in D
For
because
what?
he's been injured.
For what? What did he do
no,
to
it
get
can't
a
be in
C?
C.
Yeah, but
C
D
is
is
like
too harsh,
7.
bro. D is too harsh.
What did
D
he
is
do
too
to
harsh,
get a
though.
C?
Yeah, but D is because he hasn't played. He hasn't had
He done a
minutes.
decent
That's
job.
why
He done
he's
a
in the
decent
D.
job against Southampton as well.
I
Like,
think D is fair.
He's getting respected to be put in a D right now. He doesn't even play.
Yeah,
He shouldn't be on the list. You should just
He
be
shouldn't
sitting
be on the
outside,
list.
I wouldn't put him on the list to criticize him because he barely played.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's not
Just to-
criticizing though. It's just like he's
just to
for
show
me.
you
D's
guys
like
the
baseline,
ending.
just like
I think this is extremely fair. Extremely fair.
yeah.
I don't know how Timbers are. One thing I would say is Timbers A and Trossard's B. That's the one thing I'll say from looking at it. That's the
On
one
the
thing
low
I'll
key,
say.
Timber should be B. B second.
No, I
You know why Timber for
I
me was A?
understand
Only because right, one day left back, one day right back, every day
Yeah,
switching
yeah,
up
I hear
position.
that.
And let's guys, he's
Timber
come
is
off the
good.
back of an injury, ACL, and the minutes we've made him play is not normal. He shouldn't have played these
Yeah.
minutes, and he's put in literally amazing performances, first touch, everything,
He has.
like looking unbelievable. So for me, that's why he's
Yeah.
A.
I hear that. I hear that.
So I'm
I think
massively
I just feel like
surprised by
Trossard should be an A as well. If Timbers at A, but there's levels to the A. Like Saka's number 1, Gabriel's number 2, Ray's number 3. Do you know what I mean?
You know why I think
You
for
see,
me why
This is
I
why I
was
like
Trossard with
doing
the B.
this. Every international break, you get to do this once, and you get to enjoy yourself. But right now, I think I'm okay with posting this online right now. You guys like
Yeah,
this?
I think it's fair.
No, it looks
I
good, man.
think it's fair. I feel like the only player that I've really been disappointed with, and he's had minutes, is Gabriel Jesus. Because that's a player that's you expect more from, given the wage he's on, given the status he's at Arsenal, given that he's in his 3rd season at Arsenal, and we've not seen the best of him since pre-World Cup when he got injured. I think everyone else has been doing all right. Like Sterling and Mourinho have barely played 5 minutes, so we need to help them gel in and and see what they're capable of. Whereas
Can I say something about the A's as well? Yeah, the A's, Saka is my favorite player at Arsenal, hands down. But I just feel like the defensive players, so Raya, Gabriel, and Saliba, they should be 1, 2, and 3, and I feel like Saka should be 4 and Havertz should be 5. But that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean it's true. That's just my. That's just my.
I would go Gabriel 1, Saka 2, Raya 3.
Yeah, but I love Saka, but I'm saying our defense, gave us these points this season.
Yeah, that's why for me, Gabriel, I'll give him the crown. I'll be like, bro, you've been the best player at the beginning of the season.
I hear it. I read it because Gabriel has come up with so many like clutch moments for us with set pieces.
Yeah.
Like
and he's not doing that bozo. That bozo gene's gone now as well. It's completely
cured. That was overrated. Listen, people say have the bozo gene. The guy had Zinchenko at left back. He's covering the whole left side himself.
That was an Arsenal agenda, bro. He fixed that
nonsense.
way back. Like, we're good.
Yes, it's true. He had Monreal
like 3 months in a row. He won the award.
We're gonna wrap it up here, guys. But there's a lot of madness going on socials. Like, guys, just stay calm. Don't lose your heads. Remember, there's some of these people just want to see us lose our heads, and they don't genuinely care about Arsenal. So they're gonna put out fake information. They're gonna put out clickbait articles. They're gonna put out crazy titles. Don't believe everything you read. Until Arsenal confirm an injury, I'm not gonna lose my head. At this moment in time, all we know is the muscular tissue issue, and he could be okay. Nothing concrete about a hamstring. The guy never mentioned anything about a hamstring. We'll have to wait and see. But for now,
what I will say to that, Igal, is that Calafiori had a similar he came off in a similar circumstance to Saka, and he missed the next game for Italy, and then he was ruled out for the North London derby. He only returned after that against Man City, and he was 75% fit. So if the worst comes to the worst with this injury, he'll be out for the game for England, and then he'll probably just return just about in time for Bournemouth or miss that and then be in time for Shakhtar. That's what I think.
Let's just wait and see, man. We don't know. Hopefully, it's just not serious, man. That's it. I don't.
Let me ask you one question before we go. Yeah, from the first day of the season, I said, we're going to win the league this year, and I actually felt it and I meant it. This is the first season I've gone into in 20 years thinking we're actually very likely to win the league. What about you lot?
Yeah, I think we're the bookies' favorites as well now. Like, we are the favorites to win the league.
We're not favorites. Man City are still favorites, bro.
No, we're favorites now. Rodri's injured. We're the team chasing. We're the team that has to win. For me, we're the favorites. And I know City. I know we haven't won the league in how many years or whatever. But everything. Listen, out of the way we play football, I don't want to hype us up and say we're this and that, right? But we control most phases of the game. If we concede weird goals, it's like at the Emirates, like against Southampton or against Leicester. It's just weird situations that happen where we do concede goals. But in general, we control the middle, we control the defense, we control the attack. We play the game the way we want to play it 99% of the time. And for me, we're probably the most complete team in the league without blowing our own trumpet or whatever. I honestly do think we should win the league, man.
Man, don't forget to say no Diddy. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Unfortunate news. Hopefully, everything's going to be okay. And hopefully, Bukayo Saka's injury is not that serious. There's slight concerns from his experience today at Wembley, but we will get more information very, very soon. As for now, I'll leave you guys to do. Big up James. Big up Ursan, big up Bilal, big up Deo for joining us, and big up to all of you guys watching. We had just over like 4,000 people watching so far, and hopefully we're not going to be back for any more bad news. Hopefully maybe we'll be back for some good news. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're out of here. Big up everyone. Catch you guys in the next one. Done now.
Take care.